Pick is in Rams house at 61. The Los Angeles Rams select tight end Max Klare out of Ohio State. We're going to break him down on today's episode of the Rams Report presented by Prize Picks. We're going to talk about what he brings to this Los Angeles Rams offense. And more so than that, maybe the ethos of the draft that is revealed here with this pick. The entire plan, I think, has never been more clear for what the Rams intend this draft to be all about, for what they're looking to accomplish, not just with this pick, but with the pick of Ty Simpson, and I think with the rest of the picks that they have in this draft, the remaining 5 selections that this team currently holds. But before we get into all of that, I got to let you guys know. If you're not already locked in on the Rams Report by Chat Sports, if you're not already a member of our Ramily here on the channel, as I always say, it is never too late to join. We are always accepting new members to the flock. Subscribe today and join the Ramily right now. We are covering every minute of this draft, guys. I think we've done 6 shorts today, including our most recent pick cut on Max Klare, getting one out there for you guys. But we've covered every angle of Ty Simpson, every which way to Sunday. We will continue to do so, and we'll be covering every remaining pick that this Rams team has. But let's dive in on Max Klare here, guys, because this pick is one that I think Rams fans are going to be surprised by. I think I was surprised by this when I saw this. I was like, okay, Max Klare, tight end. Interesting move. But the more that I think about it, the more I think it reveals a pattern, or more of a strategy, really, not a pattern, for the Rams in this draft. I guess it is a bit of a 2-pick pattern at this point. But I think it reveals what the strategy is going to be going forward. And I think you should be excited about this guy because he is one of the best tight ends in this class. Hands do need a little bit of work, but at the end of the day, he has all of the athletic traits that you're looking for from a tight end. He was excellent at Purdue prior to transferring to Ohio State this past season, where he was, again, a huge part of their productive offense, which I know the production's a little muted, but it's the same conversation that we had with Carnell Tate, maybe even more so for a guy like Max Klare. Because think about the other options out on the field for that Ohio State team. For Julian Sayin at quarterback, he's got Carnell Tate, he's got Jeremiah Smith, and he's also got Max Klare. So yeah, Max Klare did not exceed his production from Purdue last season. Doesn't blow you away, similar to what we talked about with Kenyon Sadiq, but you got to remember the context of that production as well. Here's what Dane Brugler had to say about him. Klare has a low ceiling as a blocker and needs to continue adding refinement as a route runner. He's just never going to be that productive or that impactful of a blocker. But his combination of athleticism, toughness, and ball skills give him a modern-day skill set. He projects as an F tight end, similar in ways to Dalton Kincaid. This guy's he's a big, souped-up receiver at the end of the day. Do not think of him as a traditional tight end. Do not think of him as an inline blocker. That is not the role that he is going to play for this Rams team. But that's not really the way we use our tight ends that much anyway, and especially because we run so many 13 personnel sets with 3 tight ends on the field. If we do want to have some of those guys participate in blocking, Klare doesn't necessarily have to be the greatest blocker in the world if the other 2 guys can make up the difference. So I'm not that concerned about it. I like what this guy offers as a receiver. I will say, though, his role day one is not likely to be huge. And I know that's what a lot of you are immediately worried about. I know that's what a lot of you are immediately going to, is what's the day one contribution from Max Klare? What does this mean for Terrance Ferguson? Walk with me here, friends. Walk with me. In just a minute, I will explain to you exactly what I think this means for both of those things. Exactly what the day one production will be, and exactly why the Rams have made this decision, plus the ethos of the draft that is revealed here, the plan that is revealed here. But before we do, I've got to give a shout out to the sponsor of today's video, guys, and that is Prize Picks, America's #1 sports picks app. If you love daily fantasy sports or you just want to make watching sports even more exciting, you've got to try out Prize Picks. It's a great time to get started on Prize Picks, too, with playoff basketball in full swing and the baseball season underway as well. There's no better place to cash in on all that action than Prize Picks. You just pick 2 to 6 players and you select more or less on stat projections. It's super easy to play, guys. Whether you're picking from points, rebounds, assists, three-pointers, and others, if you're into basketball, if you're more of a baseball guy, you could choose from hits, home runs, and strikeouts. And they also have really awesome social features that make it super easy. Like, hey, if you don't even know what you want to pick, doesn't matter. You can tell your friends. You can tell your favorite creators. You can follow me. I'm Jackson Durham with no spaces. My producer Gage is on there as well. You guys can join us and drop a follow and see all the lineups that we have been creating lately, including my latest lineup. PrizePicks also has season-long picks as well. So I went with the less on Fernando Mendoza, the less on Jeremiah Love, and the more on Jordan Tyson season-long picks. So you guys could tell me on these ones. You could fade me on these ones. Whatever you do, just do it at Prize Picks. And if you're a brand new user, download the Prize Picks app today and use code HMA when you play your first $5 lineup to receive $50 in lineups. That's code HMA when you play your first $5 lineup to get an extra $50 in lineups with Prize Picks. The clickable link to download the app is in the comments and in the description. Okay, let's talk about what Klare's role will be in year one and what this means for the tight end room and really for the Rams draft strategy at large. We'll start with draft strategy at large because I think that's kind of what you're all wondering about. This draft is not for 2026. I cannot put it in more clear words than they already have with the first 2 picks. And you may not like that. I may not like that. I don't like that. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I don't think it's the best strategy to draft almost entirely for the future. Unless they turn heel with the 3rd round pick and we start to get some picks that seem like more immediate day one contributors, it does seem like the ethos of this draft is let's get guys that we are confident in for the future, even if they are not going to be day one guys, even if they are not going to help us at all in 2026 or minimally in 2026, we want guys we trust for the long term. It goes back to something I said in a short today, which is, again, another reason to hit that subscribe button with your notifications on because you get notified of everything that we post, not just the VODs, but also the shorts, which, not to toot my own horn, but I do think they have some good information for you guys. And what I really wanted to hone in on this one was at the end of the day, the Rams are not all in on 2026. They are all in on being good all the time. They are all in on being an elite franchise that sustains its success. And I think from their point of view, this is the best way to do that. We can disagree, but I think you've got to understand where this comes from. It comes from a desire to build for tomorrow, to lay the foundation of a successful team that maybe, hey, these guys don't contribute in year one. That's okay. We're good enough right now to cover the gaps. We're good enough right now to spend some picks on luxury players who will not contribute in the first year or contribute very minimally in the first year because we're set, man. At tight end right now, Colby Parkinson is tight end number 1. Terrance Ferguson is going to play a major role for you. Tyler Higbee is going to see some action. Davis Allen is going to see some action. I think day one, all of those guys are probably ahead of Max Klare. That is the reality of our tight end room right now. But you've also got to keep in mind that the reality of the contract situation for Colby Parkinson, for Tyler Higbee, and for Davis Allen is that they are all expiring after 2026. All 3 of those names are pending free agents. This is a way for the Rams to prepare for tomorrow. Once again, this pick is not about 2026. This is a pick that sets the Rams up to have a tight end room that wins in 2027. To have a tight end room that likely consists of Terrance Ferguson as the lead guy, Max Klare as the second guy, and name your veteran or rookie as the third option as they move on from some of these other guys. Maybe Davis Allen sticks around. I don't really think Colby Parkinson is going to stick around after this pick. I think this is a sign that, hey, thanks for the ride, Colby. We appreciate the help in the wild card game. Great game-winning touchdown. Let's finish strong this season. Let's get you a ring, and then let's move on with some new tight ends in the room with Terrance Ferguson and Max Klare being those 2 lead guys for this team for the future. So I think that's what you got to view this as. right now, until proven otherwise, at 94, this draft is not about 2026. This draft is about filling tomorrow's problems, answering tomorrow's questions for this Rams team, not today's questions, because seemingly they don't have any questions for today. I don't think you draft like this if you have questions about your roster. The Rams, at least I would hope that this is the case, view the roster as completely set. They view the roster as ready to win a Super Bowl right now and only in need of help for the future. Beyond that, only in need of guys to supplement and support them next year, not right now. That seems to be the message that I am getting at this point. Let me know if you guys disagree. Let me know if you guys are feeling something else with this, but this is exactly what I'm hearing. With Ty Simpson and Max Klare back-to-back, I'm very interested to see what they address in the third round. I do think that's going to be an offensive lineman. That would track with this ethos. If you went Markel Bell, if you went Isaiah World, if you went Demetrius Crownover, some of those project offensive tackles that we talked about as really strong developmental project guys, that's another pick for tomorrow. That would continue this ethos, this projection, this path that the Rams seem to have laid out for themselves in the 2026 NFL Draft. Again, regardless of whether that's what we want to see or not, this seems to be the trend or trajectory that we are on. So let me know. How do you feel about it? Grade the Rams' second-round draft pick. Give it a grade in the comment section below. If you're stoked on Max Klare, if you think he's going to bring a ton to this Rams team, whether it's today or tomorrow in the future, give it an A, a B, a C, a D, or an F for me. If I had to grade it for you guys, I'm going to give this a really solid B-. At the end of the day, I can't quite get there yet with the idea that this roster is 100% set, but I am understanding the ethos. I see the vision that McVay and Snead are laying out, and I'm interested to see where it takes them next at the 94th overall pick. We'll be there to cover it later tonight. We will have another video for you guys shortly after the end of the third round. We're going to talk Day 2 draft grades and about the pick at 93. So I'll see you then. And as always, let's go Rams.